sort of subvert expectations. Scott and I were just talking earlier. I was on The Talking Dead. I was a huge fan of The Walking Dead the night that Glenn died, and I was devastated and upset. And Hardwick and I were in this little room eating, crudités, cursing your name, and just then the fan machinery sort of kicked in, but you had done something that hadn't been done before in that way, and I think that you want all those emotions to be experienced, and then 4 or 5 weeks later, and in the grand scheme of things, when people are binging the show several hours later, which is the way that everyone's going to watch the show years from now, people are going to say, what a relief. So you just have to, I think that more than anything, the fans want us to try to subvert expectations. They want us to surprise them. They want us to earn it, but they really want us to care for these characters because, trust me, just as much as you guys care about our characters, we care about them just as intensely. We're never doing this. We're certainly not doing it for ratings, right, Scott?
I'm not aware of the ratings.
Well, Damon, my weird takeaway from that is Heaven is a sort of a nice, well-appointed mid-range hotel in downtown Austin.
Exactly. That's the believable version.
So Scott, talk a little bit more. Obviously,
I was really hoping to dodge that.
I get the feeling I'm going to be very upset with you in a couple of weeks. At the finale, so I know you can't say anything, but can you talk a little bit about that? Sort of, obviously,
the Glenn of it?
Yeah, the fans really care.
Oh, yeah, they do really care, and that's unbelievable, and that's a privilege, and yeah, we aren't playing around with that. I think. Okay, I'll take a little trip here. Reality television, I think when people watch it, a lot of times it's about you being you, remaining yourself, not really identifying with the person on stage, just sort of like laughing at that crazy housewife that's a real housewife of someplace, a real housewife. I hear. Or those crazy people that have to eat scorpions, or not talking about Fear Factor, that was a while ago. But with a show like the ones that we do, we want you to feel like the characters. We want you to go through the things that the characters go through. We don't want you to sit there and judge them. We want you to be part of them, part of that group. And so what happened with Glenn was about putting the audience in the shoes of everybody else in the group except Glenn. To have that uncertainty, to go through that questioning and that hoping, and then finally at the end of it to be rewarded, to have that moment of, hopefully of joy to see that he's alive. And to deliver that, we're asking to put the audience through something. And that's weird because entertainment isn't always about just getting exactly what you want when you want it. That delayed gratification hopefully will build towards an even bigger reaction, a bigger emotional reaction, and that's what we were going for.
Well, and obviously you're dealing with something where, readers of the graphic novel know a certain truth about what happened.
Yeah.
And so you're also having to react to that. Sometimes you follow the direction of the graphic novel, sometimes you don't. And so sometimes people are upset that maybe they're not getting the original Walking Dead storyline, and sometimes they're upset that they are. So,
well, I mean, I started out with The Walking Dead as a reader of the comic before the show existed. And when I saw the poster, I was like, oh, I'm really excited about that show. The first year I was a viewer, I wasn't working on the show for the first 6 episodes. And I like trying to pursue the emotions that Robert got out of the readers. But to do that, especially to the people who have already experienced that with the book, it's trying to do them with different characters, do them in different ways to maintain that surprise, or that anger, or that sadness, or that joy.
Allie,